Hey guys, I'm excited to announce that the real-time recipes are back. So I thought before we got to all the decadence of the holidays, it would be a good idea to arm you with one more quick and easy weeknight meal. And this one is one of my favorites. Cream of tomato soup with grilled cheese croutons. Is there anything that sounds better than that? It is delicious. So let me show you how to make it. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start with some diced tomatoes. So you can get the diced tomatoes in the can, you can get the diced tomatoes in the box, really whatever you can find will do. I do like to use the diced tomatoes over the whole tomatoes because it just comes together much quicker because they're already kind of roughly chopped for you. So go ahead and just empty it all out, all the juice and all. It's gonna go right into the pot. And I love this recipe because normally you have all of this stuff in your pantry ready to go. So it really makes for a great weeknight meal. So then we're gonna add about a cup of vegetable broth. I like the vegetable broth if I'm doing a vegetable soup because then that way you can keep it vegetarian. Then the next thing we're gonna add is some tomato paste. I love tomato paste because it's one of those things that you can just keep in your fridge and pull it out when you need it. And it really does deepen the flavor and add a little bit more tomato punch to our soup. So we're gonna just eyeball it, about a tablespoon. The next thing we're gonna add is a little bit of olive oil. I like to add the olive oil because I find that it just gives the soup a nice, smooth, rich texture. So go ahead and put about a tablespoon of olive oil in the pot. Okay, then we're also gonna add some garlic. You're just gonna take about one garlic clove, give it a good whack, and then put it through your garlic press. I'm gonna season this with a little bit of salt and pepper, about a teaspoon of salt, do the trick, and then some freshly cracked pepper. Okay. There, and basically our soup is just about done. The only thing we want to have happen is we want this soup to cook down a little bit because sometimes when you get diced tomatoes that come in cans, they can be a little bit acidic. So you want to make sure that you set your soup on probably a medium simmer and just let it cook down for anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes. Meanwhile, we are going to get on with making our grilled cheese croutons. So go ahead and get a large skillet set on medium-high heat. Then we are going to come over here and we're going to butter our bread. So I really like to use a sourdough bread for this because it's really a little heartier than regular white sandwich bread and it'll hold up under the heat of the soup a lot better than a finer bread would. Then we're gonna set the bread on the pan with the butter side down. We're going to add some mozzarella cheese. I love the mozzarella cheese because it just adds a great classic flavor to this Italian style soup. Okay, while our sandwich is grilling, now we are going to puree our soup. Now you guys know me, I love to puree soups in my blender, but for a weeknight meal, when you don't have a lot of time, I have to say, I am really excited about this immersion blender business. Everybody started leaving me comments saying, Beth, have you tried it? It's so much easier than the blender. I have to admit, I was a little bit skeptical at first because I'm a little bit old school when it comes to my kitchen gadgets. So I got one from Cuisinart, it's called a Smart Stick, and I am quite pleased with the results. So check it out. You just stick it in your pot, and you can see it just blends your soup right up. You don't have to transfer it into a blender. You don't have to wash out a big piece of kitchen equipment. It's my new favorite thing. All right. Now we don't want to blend the entire soup up because I do like to have a tomato soup that is still a little bit chunky. So just give it, I don't know, a minute or so, and I think you'll be good. Now, if you don't have one of these gadgets, of course you could use a blender. That is the way that I probably would have done it in the past, but they are really great. Then the final thing that I do like to add is a little bit of heavy cream. Now, if you're dieting or you don't want to use the heavy cream, you don't have to. You could just use a little low-fat milk, but I will tell you, the heavy cream does give it a wonderful creaminess. So you're just going to add about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. And then give it a stir. And at this point, I think our sandwich is probably done. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and lift that out. So now we can get our bowls ready. So you're gonna take out 2 bowls and some basil. I love to add the fresh basil because I think it's the perfect complement between the tomatoes and the mozzarella cheese to just have a little bit of fresh basil on top. So we're gonna give it a quick chop. And I love to keep my basil in a glass filled with water, almost like flowers. I find that it stays fresher that way. Sometimes fresh herbs can get a little slimy if you keep them in the crisper drawer too long. So this way I have pretty basil to look at and it smells delicious and keeps fresh longer. So we are gonna do about 2 ladlefuls per bowl. Oh my gosh, I love this soup. It's so hearty and delicious, especially as the months turn cooler. Now, if you get a little on your bowl, you can go ahead and just wipe off the edges. Just because it's a weeknight meal doesn't mean it can look pretty. So do take the extra effort. Now for our grilled cheese sandwich. Slice it in strips. And then go ahead and cut it into little bite-sized pieces. And usually what I'll do is I won't put all the croutons on the soup at once. I'll usually leave a little bit behind so that if people want seconds, there's always enough croutons to go around. Then we are going to add them into the soup. See, now you can see all of this gooey cheese. Now, if you are a vegetarian and you don't want to do the grilled cheese croutons, I have a wonderful plain crouton, a garlic crouton, which is quite nice, in my potato leek soup. So click the annotation and you can find out how to make a vegetarian or vegan option for your croutons. Okay, so then we're just going to top with a little bit of basil. And there you have it. Dinner is ready in 15 minutes or less. Okay, I think I gotta try this. Let's dig in. So let me get a spoon. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. All right, I'm going in. This looks so good. Okay. Oh, that is really good. The tanginess of the soup and the creaminess of the crouton with the butter crunch and the basil. This is a winner, I'm telling you. Give it a try, let me know what you think, and I'll see you back here next week where we are gonna kick off a whole month of holiday recipes, starting with one of my favorites, homemade Christmas cookies. I can't wait. I'll see you then. Bye. If you like this recipe, you might also like my quick and easy omelet. It's a staple at our house. Or how about some 15-minute gnocchis packed with vegetables? For a low-carb dinner, try my chicken lettuce rots. It'll become your new weeknight favorite.